Hello all, Tetravault here, and I'd like to welcome you to a rather different video this time around, that being a book review. This is also serving as a way for me to get back into the swing of making a video now that I've recovered from a head cold. Slightly, mostly. Still kinda got some lingering congestion. But this is also being recorded on a brand spanking new microphone that I got for Christmas. The book I'm going to be presenting to you all is one that I just gotten for Christmas from my grandmother, and it is Chris Broad's book, Abroad in Japan, 10 Years in the Land of the Rising Sun. I myself have a connection to the country, which you can learn about in one of my older videos, covering some interesting aircraft, tanks, and ships from Japan's imperial era. You can find the link to that video in the corner of the screen, or linked in the video description. If you're not familiar with who Chris Broad is, he is the frontman and mastermind behind the YouTube channel Abroad in Japan. He is a citizen of both the United Kingdom and Japan and makes a career out of visiting various places of interest within Japan, whether it be through wacky adventures with his friends or informative documentaries. His dry British wit and humor is reminiscent of what one would find in a Monty Python skit, and his approach to filmmaking and informative entertainment is matched by none. I, like many others, had discovered his channel at the start of the pandemic lockdowns in 2020. Can you believe that was already 4 years ago? I binged, re-binged, then re-re-binged his first Journey Across Japan series as a form of escape from the tedium of pandemic life. Since then, I've been a subscriber to the channel and have even gotten my grandmother into Mr. Broad's work, as it reminds her of Michael Palin's Around the World in 80 Days series. Mr. Affable serves as a subject for my grandmother and I to both enjoy, and we both share a laugh or find intrigue in whatever video he puts out. Funny enough, Mr. Broad's YouTube work is what inspired and convinced me to not only properly start making videos, but sticking to long-form content. If there's a story to be told, there's no way in hell a 6-second short is going to do it justice. While I had received the book for Christmas, it took me a few weeks to actually getting around to reading it. It's not that I didn't want to read it, trust me, I truthfully did, otherwise I wouldn't have asked for it. It's just I couldn't find the time to read it. Winter break was wrapping up with the new semester on the horizon, and the post-holiday work life at Starbucks was sapping me of energy. Yes, I'm a Starbucks barista. It was only 3 days ago that I finally cracked open the book and let my mind disconnect from everything for a bit. The book reads very much like an Abroad in Japan video, and I can even hear it being narrated in Mr. Broad's voice, given how much of his content I have consumed over the years. Why use an AI voice program when you can just make it up in your own head? To that extent, there is an audiobook available, narrated by the man himself. When I say it reads like a video, I don't mean it in a demeaning manner. Mr. Broad does an excellent job at fleshing out his 10 years worth of personal stories and interesting factoids about Japan, keeping the reader engaged with the occasional laugh from the various situations he had gone through. The first half of the book goes very much into Mr. Broad's first 5 years in the country, with 3 of them being an English teacher within the JET program. The highs and lows of being an outsider in a new country are covered very well, as you're left feeling victorious when he has a success, or humbled when there's a setback. The second half of the book fast forwards through the second half of his time in the country, with many of the highlights in this second half being covered in various videos on his channel. The chapters themselves are fast reads and don't drag on too long, with each of them being devoted to individual topics or experiences, and then the related side effects to said experiences. Overall, if international travel or personal experiences are something you enjoy reading, then I highly suggest grabbing this book. I am attempting to devote a separate bookshelf to non-World War related materials, and Abroad in Japan is going to fit nicely with another book I have read, that being Pure Invention by Matt Alt. So, if you like the idea of watching a brief book review every now and then, let me know in the comments. I can definitely throw some other books out there for a quick review, though they might be more related to the World Wars. With that aside, I'll see you next time.